Okay, let's just imagine for a second that the world of entertainment has just been hit by an earthquake. I mean, a massive shift that completely redraws the map of Hollywood. Something that once felt impossible is now, well, very much on the table. And we're going to break down exactly how it could happen and what it all means. This sentence right here, this is the whole story in a nutshell. It perfectly captures a goal that's been decades in the making, finally reaching its absolutely stunning conclusion. This wouldn't just be a merger. Nope. This would be the end of a conquest. So, believe it or not, we're actually going to start this explainer at the end of the story. We're starting with the monumental possibility of Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery, a future where the upstart disruptor has officially swallowed the giant. Okay, let's back up. How on earth did we get here? How does a company that literally used to just mail DVDs in those little red envelopes even get into a position to own the studio that gave us Batman and Harry Potter? It sounds crazy, right? Well, it was no accident. You're looking at a calculated four-step invasion. See, back in '97, they took on Blockbuster. Then in 2007, they basically invented streaming as we know it. By 2013, with House of Cards, they proved they could make the hits, not just show them. And in our scenario, by 2026, they're the undisputed rulers. Every single step was designed to lead to this exact moment. And you have to understand this key mindset. Netflix never just wanted to be another studio. They didn't want a seat at the big table with HBO or Warner Bros. No, they wanted to flip that table over, build a new one from scratch, and then own the whole room. But of course, for a takeover to happen, you need a target. And to understand how this was even possible, we've got to look at the other side of this deal, Warner Bros. Discovery. This wasn't some weak company, not at all, but it was a vulnerable one. I mean, think about it. 100 years of iconic movies, legendary characters, a library that is just massive. But here's the thing. In today's media world, just being big doesn't mean you're safe. Trying to pivot to this new streaming-first model, carrying a lot of debt, well, that made this old-school giant the perfect target for a digital shark like Netflix. So, here's where it gets real. What would a merger of this size actually mean for everybody? For the industry, for the people making the shows, and most importantly, for you? This is where you'd really start to feel the impact. Seriously, just try to wrap your head around the sheer scale of the content that would suddenly live under one single roof. We're talking about, basically, the entire treasure chest of modern pop culture. You've got the heroes of Gotham, the magic of Hogwarts, the backstabbing politics of Westeros, the Upside Down, all of it. Plus, you throw in classics like Friends and The Matrix, and it's all controlled by one single login, one single subscription. This is cultural consolidation on a level we have never, ever seen before. And yeah, there was a name for that. It's called a cultural monopoly. It's what happens when one company gets so powerful, so dominant over the stories we all see and hear, that it can start to squeeze out new ideas and different voices, whether it means to or not. And it's not just about owning all the good shows. A merger like this would signal the absolute final end of an era, the business model that powered Hollywood for a century, officially dead and buried. Look at this. On the left, you've got the old way. Movies come out in theaters, and success is all about how much money it makes on opening weekend. On the right, you have the Netflix way. Everything drops at once for you to binge, and success is all about keeping you subscribed and watching. With this acquisition, the Netflix way has won. The streaming war is over. So let's bring this all back home. What would this huge corporate shift actually mean for your wallet, for your watch list? What's the real price we'd all pay for this brand new streaming empire? Because really, at the end of the day, this isn't just some abstract business deal you scroll past in the news. It would directly change what you watch, how you watch it, and yeah, how much you pay for it. It's actually a pretty simple chain of events. First, when one company is this dominant, there's way less competition. Second, when there's no real competition, what's to stop them from jacking up the price? And third, when you don't have to fight for eyeballs anymore, there's just less reason to take a gamble on something weird or new or risky. And what could that look like in practice? Just imagine a future where that one subscription you need for pretty much all the must-see entertainment isn't 10 or 20 bucks, but $50 a month. When you're the only game in town, you get to set the price. But this is maybe the biggest consequence of all. It's not just about the money. A healthy culture needs tons of different voices, different perspectives, unexpected stories. When one company controls most of the gates, you risk living in an echo chamber. So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. The Netflix hegemony might not be real today, but in a world where one company could sit on the creative throne, who gets to pitch the next Game of Thrones? Who decides which new voices get a chance to be heard, and which ones just disappear? That's the real question we all need to be asking.